Welcome back to the Bluechip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down Jaylen Wright's NFL Combine performance. Right here, we can see where he measured in at 5'10 and a half, 210 pounds. Good things that I'm seeing right here is that he's got some long arms and he's got some big hands. That means that he will be able to keep defenders off of his body with a good stiff arm. And he's also going to be able to hold on to the football. At least that's what the perception will be with those measurements. Now, as we're kind of scrolling down, we can see that his numbers did kind of dwindle here. Okay, his athlete grade was at a 99. It's now down to a 93. And that is going to be based off of his performance at the Combine today. Now, as we continue to scroll, we can see the numbers that have already been presented on NFL.com. And I think that Jaylen Wright did a good job. We're about to go ahead and jump to his on the field drills. He didn't do a whole lot of them because he did have a surgery on his hand. So at some point, he decided that it was in his best interest to stop going through those drills. But we're going to break everything down and talk about what he needs to do moving forward to continue to increase his draft stock as an NFL prospect. And before we get into that, please make sure, as always, to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, so first and foremost, we've got the 40-yard dashes, okay? We didn't get to see Kamal hadn't run them, but we're going to get to see Jaylen Wright do it, and we expect for him to really be a blazer in this, okay? 4.44, that's unofficial, and we know that he's unhappy with that, and we did see that his best official time was at a 4.38. But right here, okay, they are making a comparison between Jaylen Wright and Alvin Kamara. You can see the difference in the 40 times right there and the difference in size. Jaylen Wright is just a little bit taller than Alvin was or is, and he also came in about 4 pounds lighter. And you also can see that Alvin had a better vert than Jaylen Wright had. But the 40 times, there's a big difference there. And I know that some of y'all might kind of be saying, well, it seems like Alvin Kamara was a faster player, but that just goes to show you just how fast Jaylen Wright actually is. All right, let's go ahead and continue to watch. And right here, we're going to have the 4.38. The crazy thing is he actually got a 4.38 on the unofficial time and on the official time, which, you know, that's off of a laser. The 4.38 and, you know, all those times that we're seeing, that's off of a, a handheld timer. And they're doing a really good job of, being on point with that. But hold on, because we got to go back here. Look at that right there. That's just beautiful to see. Volunteers up in Indianapolis. Man, we travel so well. We always support our Vols. We're international, okay? I love our fan base. This right here, this is a really good look for recruiting because I promise you it's Saturday. A whole lot of the blue chip players are watching this NFL Combine, and we are going to be one of the only teams from the SEC with a fan base presence at this Combine. So that's huge. And right here, we can see Jaylen Wright after he sees that 4.38. You can tell he is visibly disappointed in that time. And I'm not disappointed in the time, but we were expecting for him to run at least in the lower 4.3s, if not be able to break down to a 4.2. And we will talk a little bit more about what I think his pro day plan of attack is going to be coming up here in a few weeks. All right, so this is also pretty interesting, right? This is the top speed at 5 yards in the 40-yard dash by running backs over the past two combines. And we see that Jaylen Wright is at the top. That just goes to show you that his first step is going to be very explosive. And I think that makes a big difference in a running back. Are you going to be quick in and out of your breaks, on stopping and starting, all of that good stuff? So I think that that's a great look for Jaylen Wright. And this is Jaylen Wright in the broad jump. This is his best at 11.2. You could tell, man, he's very, very excited about this one. So I think that might have been the best out of all of the running backs at the Combine this year. So again, that's just kind of, like a gauge of how explosive a player is. And having a jump like this is going to help Jaylen Wright's draft stock out tremendously. All right, so this is going to be one of two drills that Jaylen Wright participated in, and literally all he's going to be doing is getting the football, going through the hole, getting skinny, and he's going to be reacting off of the dummy at the second level. This is pretty much just showing how quickly can the running back react at the linebacker level, and how explosive are they going to be out of their breaks. With this one right here, this is going to be a jump cut, so we'll go ahead and let it play. I don't think there's any need for us to run this back. This is pretty self-explanatory and it's straightforward, but I think that he looked good in that drill. And we're going to move on to the next one. All right, so in this drill, Jaylen is just going to a high step, come back, do it again, then explode. And it's going to be the same thing that we just saw in the previous drill where he's going to react off of the dummy, make sure that he's going in the opposite direction that the dummy's going in, and he's just going to show how he can react. But this is mostly just showing how good his feet are, and he definitely was one of the better running backs in this drill, and he finishes it well. All right, so I think that Jaylen Wright did a good job, right, going through his test. I think his numbers were phenomenal, but they wasn't what he wanted them to be. Okay, he ended up being number 2 as far as the 40s go, and his shuttle time, once that shows up, that's going to be another very important metric for a running back. I think that he's going to do just fine there, though. And, as far as the on the field stuff, I mean, he looked pretty normal, maybe better than average as far as this kind of going through a couple of drills on the field. He does. I mean, he looks like he looks when he plays, right? Where he's able to make people miss. Okay, he's quick. He's got a good burst. He's got good straight line speed. So all of those things, I think that he kind of showed out there on the field today, but he is going to have to go through a combine, and he's going to have to catch the football. He's going to have to go through pretty much the whole deal. Now, will he try to redo his 40? He may. Okay, that's really going to be up to him. He's not happy with that 4.38, but you have to understand that it's still number 2, and that's far above average for running backs. Most of the running backs' times were, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7. So that's about average for a running back in the NFL, and he's definitely surpassed that. So I think he's going to be fine as far as, getting picked up in this year's draft. I still think he's probably going to be top 2 running backs, and, we'll see how the rest of the offseason plays out, or, at least how the rest of the process plays out for Jaylen Wright as he's heading into the NFL draft here in April. But that's it for this video. Thank y'all for sticking all the way to the end. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.